Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new documentary, Battleground, from director Cynthia Lowen, and this focuses on three women who are in charge of their own quest to overturn Roe v. Wade, and the roadblocks and the opposite forces that they come into conflict with who are there to try to protect women's access to abortions and birth control. And this is quite the interesting documentary because this documentary doesn't just preach to you. And what Lowen's able to do with this film is present these three women and shows their perspectives. You see where they're coming from. And I appreciate the fact that this film shows a variety because they are all pro-life, but their thoughts on abortion have variety to them. There's different levels to like how much they want to restrict these things. And this film doesn't take a side. It presents them in this way. We get to get inside their heads. We get to understand their motivations. We get to understand their process, their movement. And you don't see a whole lot of documentaries really taking the time to do something like that without specifically taking a stance. And you watch this film and I feel like you could take it in either way, what your stance is, what your feelings are. If you want to take this film and really utilize that moving forward and capturing this perspective of your perspective on this political issue. And at this point, this is a very relevant film because this just happened this year and this is so fresh. Right there, capturing what's going on and where things are going. And, the film spends a lot of time with these women and getting to understand their perspectives. And the film doesn't shy away, especially towards the end, putting the opposing perspectives in there. And I feel like this film is pretty darn balanced. And I appreciate that about this film because you get to see perspectives unadulterated. You get to see their perspectives coming right from these different people from different walks of life with different perspectives and approaches and ideas when it comes to abortion. And on top of that, it does get into some of its moments where it tries to be like informational and educational, and we learn a lot about like the process of the Supreme Court and justices and this little history lesson of the past 15 years. And you throw those trappings in there to give you a little bit of extra depth, but there's definitely plenty of emotion and connection that you can have in this film. And there's a lot of varied perspectives that you get here. And that was one of the most refreshing and interesting things that this film was able to do in the confines of its documentary. But kudos to Cynthia Lowen for being able to create such an engaging and interesting film, focusing on such a timely and sensitive issue. So give this one a try. Be interested to see what kind of headspace it leaves you in. But those are my thoughts on Battleground. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.